Hello, everyone, and welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle from Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I hope you're doing well today. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. And if you are watching this on the replay, know that you are going to have just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, go ahead and check out that description box. I'm here at least 5 times a week, same days, same time, with some additional healing popping up here and there just around astrological events as well as planetary events. So you can also learn more about online Reiki classes with me, as well as social media, my crystal shop, and my Discord, and so much more in the description below. So let's go ahead right into the healing. If you are new here, go ahead and click on that live chat button. Let me know if you have any specific healing requests or even general healing requests. I can either select the stones that are best for your needs and requests, or you can pick the specific stones if I happen to have them. The first half an hour we'll spend building a beautiful crystal grid together, and after a brief description of what Reiki is and how everything will flow, I will turn the music up, I will turn the lights down, and I will send Reiki to you wherever and whenever you happen to be. If you get a chance to go ahead and like the stream, that really helps the algorithm to pick us up. But honestly, I'm just so happy that you are here. So let's get into the healing. I came in and saw some requests already, so I've started our grid a little bit so that we can dive right in. So let's go ahead and see what's in our requests. Oh, Jackie, I hope you're well. Happy July. Oh, Martha, welcome. Welcome back. Good to see you, Martha. Vincent, Cora Carr, Grace, Kira, good to see you all. I Spy Blue, welcome. Kira, this is your first time here. Oh, wonderful. Welcome in. I can definitely support that. I picked some stones for you already. So good to see you all. So let's go ahead and we'll start with the healing from CPTSD, relationship trauma. Gotcha. I'm totally with you there. Totally with you there. Okay, cool. You got it. Okay, so let's dive on in. I've picked, like I said, a couple of stones, so let's see what I've got for you all. Carly, hi, welcome in. Good to see you. Lots of love to you. So, okay, so here is our crystal grid so far. Okay, so Grace has requested the stones in my Winds of Change healing kit on my shop, and one of the key stones in that is Petrified wood, which helps us to accept change and changing forms, even if that is a very bittersweet, and isn't it always? This petrified wood, it started out as a living, vibrant tree, and it had to die to become petrified wood. It needed to die in one form so that it could literally turn to stone. And so it teaches us that message that change over time, and one thing that is a death and an ending, yes, grief has its place, and there's something else on the other side of that. Around that, or on top of that rather, I placed a copper spiral because copper helps to break through blockages and optimize the flow of energy, and I just feel like they work really well together. Another stone in that set is green calcite, which can help us to really deal with like overwhelming heart stuff. So emotions all over the place, can't quite get heads or tails, really just need some absolute unconditional love. Green calcite. We're also going to do, oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Martha. Oh, you have some crystals already. If you have crystals at home and you want to bring them out, great. But I can also pick some custom for you. Let's see what else we have. So from that set, we also have, from the Winds of Change set, we also have blue calcite. Blue calcite is another one of just, this is a great CPTSD stone. Green too, but this is one that I work with a lot for that. I struggle with that as well. Blue calcite is, I find, to be excellent for just those overwhelming emotions where it's almost like you kind of freeze up a little bit. You can't quite speak. It's kind of stuck. It's hard to express, but it's also great for just so much overwhelm that you're kind of frozen in place. And as much as it would be helpful to start to get to move again, you feel like you kind of can't, or you're frightened to. This can be a wonderful stone to support that. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of that in as well. Yeah, PTSD, CPTSD, excuse me, they are very difficult struggles, and all the things we can do to help support ourselves through that healing process, the more the better. Also in that kit is chrysoprase. Chrysoprase helps us to acknowledge the progress we have made and take comfort and pride and solace in that, in the sense of, I feel like I've got so much farther to go, I can't do it all. And we get kind of stuck and disheartened and discouraged. Or maybe we've reached a disappointment or a loss and we feel discouraged. This is a stone that says, you've already come so far. You can keep going. It gives us this boost of energy that supports self-pride, supports our own independence, and really can kind of give us that boost, that, you know, wind at our back kind of sense when things are tough. So we'll put that in there too. And then the last is citrine, to help us manifest some financial support, to balance intuition with logic. This is natural citrine, has that kind of brownish look to it. Disconnecting other people's energy, absolutely. As usual, there's lots of duplicate requests because, as we've seen, the crystal for discouragement, pride, and support is chrysoprase. 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 When we see it polished, rather than tumbled like this, you may see it in much lighter shades of green. Ego and judging ourselves, gotcha. Ego and judging ourselves, definitely chrysoprase can help with that too. So these are all the stones that are in the Winds of Change set, and thank you for that request, Grace. Fiad Luna! Absolutely, lots of love. It's so good to see you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open another window so I can keep up with the chat. Okay, here we go. Ooh, Korakar, lower back pain, inflammation caused by, oh no, bread, gluten, etc. Gotcha. I have celiac as well, and when I accidentally eat the wrong thing, oh man, can it hurt. Oh man, can it hurt. Okay. So, I think I have a good one for that. Actually, I do. Okay, awesome. We're cooking with gas here. Okay. All right, so one that can help with things like I've eaten the wrong thing, or I've eaten something that doesn't agree with me, or I've eaten something that's just straight up not okay. Hi, Christina, welcome in. You got it. And with keeping our energy clear at the same time, shungite. Shungite is this, when it's not polished, it is this sort of matte black. This is a stone that can often appear in our water filtration systems. It actually is adequate to help filter things out of water. It tends to absorb things that are not healthy for us. And in so doing, it also works that way on the energetic level. It helps to absorb negative, less than positive energy that's not serving us. This can help absorb that to keep it out of our field. So it's good for things like if you get gluten, have food poisoning, or if you're struggling with like other people's energy, this can help clear our field. I usually put it on the outside of the grid so that it keeps the negative energy on the outside of things. Additionally, to keep other people's energy at bay, especially if it's just almost intentional bad work, or if it is intentional bad work, but just keeping not great energy at bay. This is red tigerite, highly protective. It's one of the more protective stones I work with. Also works with manifesting cash and resources very quickly if you need them. This is incredibly protective of even the most benign energy or the energy of others that we might be working with, but all the way up to and including like malevolent acts. And so I love it for that. Okay, so red tigerites, just like the golden tiger eye, but in its development, it was in the crust closer to iron, and so it takes on the red. But it does give it much different qualities. A good stone to remove mental blockages that can have to do with mental and stress shutdowns. There's a few. Definitely things that are grounding. I would say things like bloodstone would be great for that, which actually I was thinking about bringing in. Bloodstone, which also goes by the name heliotrope. You might see it as either. We work with this one a lot here because it is intensely supportive of the heart while also being grounding and helping the root chakra. So anytime that you go through anything that totally shakes your core and makes you feel like unsafe, I can't move, I'm stuck, which is also PTSD and CPTSD, bloodstone can be helpful. It actually does have inclusions of red jasper in it, along with its deep red or deep green. So it really supports the heart while also sort of bringing things down a notch, taking a deep breath, and sort of being able to see what's going on, not just from a place of pure fear and activation. So this can help kind of like the memory and stress of shutdowns, anything that helps us to ground. So darker stones and things like bloodstone, which I was kind of thinking to bring out today anyway. I know I've got some other ones too. Got lots of good ideas. What was the one stone before red tiger eye? Before red tiger eye was citrine. Helpful with manifesting money, but also with balancing intuition and logic, so we can sort of tell where the input's coming from. Like, is that our intuition telling us that, or did we logically figure it out that way? It can help us to, not that one is necessarily better than the other, it kind of depends on the situation, but it can help us to like clearly figure out which place it's coming from. Mental fog too, I can definitely help with that too. I know. Vincent, absolutely. Making good decisions. Yes, shungite too. Thank you, Kira. Long overdue, making decisions quickly. Yep. I got one for that. I'm also gonna see. I just want to make sure I don't miss Cora Carr's original ones. Aha, Herkimer. Okay, so Vincent asked for, getting into things that you've been putting off, getting them done, not kind of getting stuck on things, also making decisions quickly and and all of that. And also we talked a little bit before about accepting change. That's part of the Winds of Change crystal set. That's definitely in line with things like Petrified Wood. Difficulty with making decisions often, but not always, stems from root chakra stuff. It can certainly be benefited by working with root chakra stones. One of the better stones to work with for that kind of stuff is actually Malachite, which also goes by Australia jasper. Malachite is Mookite, Malachite. It really helps us to settle and ground, and it really is one of those that can be helpful with the tendency towards like procrastination, especially if we're procrastinating because we're scared or frightened or apprehensive of making a decision. It can help with making those decisions. It's also really great for digestive calm, especially if your digestion is upset because of fear and stability, but it's good for digestive calm in any case because it's a very solid, sturdy stone. It doesn't have any very intense energy. It's just very almost stabilizing energy, much like red jasper in that sense. So I'm going to put some Malachite in there. I know we've worked with that before too, but also chrysoprase can be helpful for what you'd ask for. So I hope that helps. I know you've been working on stuff for a while. Let's see. Yeah, procrastination is one that I struggle with too. Abalone shell can be used for, a lot of times folks use it for burning sage. They'll use it almost like an ashtray for burning sage, and so they'll use the smoke to clear the stones. I've seen that done. That might be what that's about. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss anyone else. I've got Herkimer. I want to make sure I get to extra exhausted and overwhelmed with motherhood tasks. You have a toddler and you're pregnant. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. That is so much. Okay, Rachel, let's support you. Rhodochrosite and Unakite for you, for sure. So rhodochrosite helps with mother-child bonding, everything having to do with that, but also stress and the stress that comes with that, stress, headaches, and things like that. So it helps with the mother-child bond. It helps with the stress and the stress that can come into a headache regarding all of that. It also is really nurturing and helpful. These two calcites will also be helpful for you. Let's put some pink goodness there. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it a little differently. Unakite. I'm going to put these here. Unakite is an excellent all stages of womanhood, motherhood, every part of it that you could think of. Everything from actually conceiving to giving birth and labor to taking care of the little ones to marriage and good relationships to all of it. Just all of it. Changes in metabolism that come from menopause, all of the things of womanhood and motherhood is definitely wrapped up in Unakite. It's a very nurturing, very gentle stone. And so we're going to put that out for you too. And all the best to you. That's a lot. That's so much. That's a lot. So I hope that helps. And brain tumors, cancer support, absolutely. Lung cancer, absolutely. Constipation, shungite can help with that. Gum infection, gotcha. Gum infection and anything having to do with fluids in the body as well. is this is Aquamarine. This can be very, very helpful for that. It's also great on an emotional level for like moving through really difficult emotions, getting them through our energy field. Can be helpful there. Let's put that with the rhodochrosite. And rutilated quartz I think would be helpful. This is one that it's been recommended for support with cancer treatments since, God, the 40s at least. I've been able to read stuff about how it's used. If you go to a jeweler and ask, like, what should I give to someone who has cancer and I want to buy them jewelry, what would I get? They would say rutilated quartz. So this is rutilated quartz, and those lines in there, those are rutils. Those are inclusions. They're actually inside the quartz. The thought, the understanding is that these rutils, these long shafts, number one, that they can help direct the treatments to go exactly where they need to go. Those of you who are, like, I was born in the early 80s. Those of you who remember how cancer treatments used to be, and they are basically, you know, now they're much more targeted. There's still no picnic, but they used to be basically more like bombing the house and hopefully getting more of the cancer than your own cells. Now it's much more targeted, but there's still some collateral damage in a sense. This was thought to like direct the treatment where it needed to go. It's also an amazing all-purpose stone, and by that I mean it helps with energy store. So when you feel physically depleted, like you just can't catch up on your energy, so this is another good one for Rachel. But it helps you to pick up your energy. It helps with immune support, which is something that's helpful when you're dealing with any kind of cancer. But yeah, rest and renewal so that you can get adequate rest and then you can feel energized from it, which can be a struggle. There's also, as far as I know at least one of you is dealing with a situation that is more along the lines of like if someone's dealing with end stage cancer or even hospice care, things like petrified wood can be helpful, but Amazonite I think is really great, and it helps with a lot of the things that we've seen. So self-care, this is definitely one that'll help Rachel with that. Anybody who does any kind of caregiving of others can be helped with Amazonite. And it can also just sort of help us come to terms with those really bittersweet kind of transitions. It helps the caretaker to take care of themselves so that they can give more care, and comforts them along the way. It's one of the many things that Amazonite can do. So we'll bring that in. So there we go. And let's see. Hair growth. Oh, pink stone. The pink stone is rhodochrosite. R-H-O. Rhodochrosite. Yeah, R-H-O-D-O-C-H-R-O-S-I-T-E. Rhodochrosite. And I usually suggest for stones, keeping them separate if you can. I can show you a little bit. This is how I more or less keep the stones. I have a whole rack that I've built. It's several of these trays, but I keep them like this. And you can see I put my crib notes, like different things I've researched about the stones, but I keep them all in individual bags so that I can flip through them. And this ultimately keeps them from kind of bashing against each other. Some stones are far more gentle than others, and they can take a beating from other harder stones. And of course, a stone as hard as itself can beat up itself. So if you have a bunch of, yellow calcite in a bag and it's jostling around, they could beat each other up. So I find that keeping them in these bags and keeping them kind of tightly packed keeps them nice and intact and also kind of clear, but you can keep them together and make like a mojo bag. I would just sort of be mindful about it. You might need to wrap some up inside of that together bag. Yeah, I love the blue stones too. Okay, thank you. Lovely grid. Okay, so now we're going to do this fun thing that we do. And I'm going to make sure we got everybody's intentions. Just one more check. I guess that's it. So I think I got everyone's. I can't see all of the older messages. You all are so welcome. I hope I got everyone's requests. I love you all very, very much. I did try to get them all. I'm going to do that thing where I think about the themes that are here and grab some stones to support all of those concepts that would like complement everything. Hey Karen, good to see you. Muscle fatigue. Okay, I can support that. I'm going to pick a couple of stones for everybody to vote on. And after that, while you're voting, I will briefly explain what Reiki is, how everything flows, and then we'll get into the healing. So yeah, go ahead and chat amongst yourselves. Let's see what I have here. You already are voting. So I also wanted to add in mahogany obsidian for heart, and I totally forgot. So before we vote, mahogany obsidian helps with that voice that we have that we're not good enough, and we've kind of internalized that. So being self-critical in a sense, and that part of our ego not supporting us. So that is mahogany obsidian. Where shall we put you? And so for the crystals to help support us all, one is one that we worked with the end of last week. It's tourmalinated quartz. It's basically clear quartz with, mahogany obsidian is for helping that part of us that's internalized the idea that we're not good enough. I can't do that. I'm not good enough to do that. Perfect as like an obstacle to getting anything done. Mahogany obsidian with mahogany wood. No, it's actually mahogany obsidian, and all obsidians are volcanic glass, actually, which is really fascinating. Like, totally look it up online and watch how they crack them open and stuff. It's gorgeous. It's basically when volcanic activity happens and you have that hot magma and it hits things like sand, it makes glass, and so they're a natural volcanic glass, and it just happens to be those colors. Black obsidian, for example, up until like the 1980s, that's what were used for scalpels and eye surgery, because we actually couldn't make steel that precise as we could carve obsidian. And of course they still use it to some extent today. So it's really fascinating stuff. But this is black tourmaline running through clear quartz. So it helps to kind of clear things from the inside out. Unlike shungite, which absorbs negativity, black tourmaline repels it. So this kind of brings that into our spirit and helps to move through things that are negative. And so there's that. The other is malachite. Malachite we're used to seeing like this. This is a very large raw piece of malachite. Malachite, which actually forms very close to copper in nature. Malachite helps us to move very difficult change through our heart. So this is supportive of a lot of you, what you're going through, whether it's feeling, rhodochrosite will help with being distant from children and things, but this will also help move those difficult things through. Long-term illnesses, transitions in life, giving up old versions of ourselves so we can embrace something new. All of that kind of stuff, malachite can be really helpful for. So you can vote for one, the other, or both. As you see, that's an option. And I'm going to also add just a little bit of celestite to help with the muscle cramps and the back pain that some folks had mentioned. There we go. I'm just going to put a couple of these around. There we go. Celestite helps with pain, and I'm going to be right back. Go ahead and vote in the chat, like the stream if you haven't already, and I will be right back. The name, celestite, malachite. You can just put the letter M and I'll know what you mean. And the other is tourmalinated quartz. Tourmaline quartz. So if you've never been here before, hi, welcome. I'm Danielle, and as I said at the top of the hour, you can learn more about me, my online Reiki classes, my Discord, my social media, all that good stuff linked in the description below, as well as all the days and times that I go live, same days and times every week, 5 times a week, plus additional as the planetary movements and world events would kind of suggest. So essentially, Reiki, the term Reiki comes from Japan, and it translates fairly literally to spiritually guided life energy. The practice of Reiki that I use is called the Usui method. And in the West, generally, the term Reiki is synonymous with the practices of working with it. The concept of Reiki in the Usui tradition is that, much like the energy itself, the concept is that everyone has access to it. It's flowing through all of us. This spiritually guided life energy is flowing through you right now. Everything, everyone around you. It's an energy that our body, mind, and spirit are absolutely well acquainted with. And its only real intention is to support the greater good of our body, our emotions, our mental state, and our spiritual path. So as our body, mind, and spirit already work with this energy all the time, what I'm essentially doing is connecting to this energy and directing more of it to you. The concept of this spiritually guided life energy that unites and supports all things is that it connects and unites us all regardless of where we happen to be in physical location to each other, and two, connects us all regardless of when we are in relation to each other. So whether you're watching this in the future, hello from the past, or you're here live, you'll be able to feel the benefits. Additionally, it doesn't matter how far away or close to Philadelphia you happen to be, you will absolutely feel the vibes of the Reiki. It will show up differently to each of you, just depending on what your body, mind, and spirit need most in this moment. You can set an intention for healing for pretty much anything. Just go ahead, think of it, bring it to mind, and let it go. And you can do that at any point during the session. During the session, you don't have to hold anything in your mind and focus on anything. And you also don't have to keep a silent mind, although you can do either of those two things if you want to. I generally just suggest that you get comfortable either sitting up or lying down, whatever feels right to you, and close your eyes and just notice how you feel. The thoughts and ideas that come to mind might be inspiration, it might be your subconscious, it might be intuition, and it might just be kind of like, the muck of the day. If you're not sure which it is, just take a deep breath in and let it go. And if it keeps coming back, let it play out. It might be a message for you. During the session, you might feel sleepy or get like images or feelings within your body. I invite you to just sort of go with the flow. Take a nap if you feel you need to. And if you start getting pictures, thoughts, ideas, sounds, let them play out. And if you have any questions about anything at the end of the session, I'll be here to answer any questions. But during your session, if you feel like you need to move, stretch, bend, get something, go right ahead. You can combine this time with something else like yoga or stretching or journaling if you feel you want to, but you certainly don't have to do anything. Just simply relax and be as comfortable as possible with an open heart and mind. During the session, I will turn the music up and turn the lights down. You'll also notice that the light will very gently shift between different colors. It will not flash or strobe, so just know that you're good there. And at the end, you'll hear my voice come back in, and I'll invite you to take a deep breath in and out, slowly coming back to your body. And at that time, I'll reopen the chat and happily answer any questions you have, or even just open the space for you to share any experiences that you had. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure. If you're enjoyed the stones and you can't remember the name of it or you're not sure how to spell it, after the end of the event, usually within the next couple hours, I'll update the thumbnail to have a picture of this grid, and in the description will be the name of all the crystals spelled, so that if you're looking to find them locally, you'll be able to do that more easily. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to share this with all of you today. The more people come together and share a space of similar intention, like healing, the greater the energy potential is magnified for everybody. Even though our personal energies remain separate and protected during everything, the fact that you all are here, be it in the future or live, and focusing on your own personal healing, that's very palpable. It's very real, and it actually helps everyone else, including yourself. So thank you for being a part of today's grid. And without any further ado, let's go ahead into the healing. Let's see what won the vote, and then I will start sending Reiki healing to all of you. So let's see, everyone. Oh yeah, good. I've got Celestite there for the back pain and muscle cramps. Yeah, Celestite for back pain, muscle cramps, also connection to your angel guides if you want to connect with them. And it looks like we've got Malachite, 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 and one for both. Wow, I think we actually have a winner this time. Usually it's a pretty split, we end up with both, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put the Malachite here. And I'm gonna take some tourmalinated quartz, some smaller ones. I'm gonna just put it around the outside of the grid. It'll work well with the shungite, and it'll really help us to clear our fields. There we go. So everyone go ahead, get comfy. So wonderful to have you all here. Go ahead, get comfy. I'm going to turn the music up and the lights down. All you need to do is be as comfy as you can. If you need to get up and do stuff, tend to the kids, tend to the baby, go ahead and do that. Bring the Reiki with you. It'll be there with you. And really, really, really appreciate y'all being here today. Yeah, second or third time for a single vote. That's very rare. Usually it's both stones. So loving it. Absolutely loving it. Enjoy your session. Thanks for being here, and I will see you all in about 25 minutes. in through your nose and out through your mouth. Slowly start to come back. Thank you so much, heart. Andrea, welcome in. I hope this helped. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad, Andrea. You're so welcome, W. If anyone has any questions or anything to share, you're more than invited to go ahead and do that now in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here 5 times a week, same days, same times. So I'll be back here next Wednesday at 4. I'll also be back tomorrow, Thursday at 8 a.m. East Coast US time, as well as Friday at 4 and 8 p.m. and Sunday at 8 p.m. And I also pop up here and there for periodic streams around different astrological events and different current events, social events, world events. So definitely subscribe with notifications on if you want to be in the know and know right away when you have an opportunity to join. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you like the music too, and you're so welcome, Martha. The music is actually, I was able to purchase the ability to use it for our stream from another creator on YouTube. Her information is in the description, and she has her own channel with lots and lots of incredible music. So you can go ahead and listen to her there. She's Cindy Loker. You can also always access any of the past live streams in our past live streams library. And there's always music and crystals and lots of good times. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you again. You're so welcome, Kira. I hope you feel better. Oh, good, Rachel. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I hope everybody's nice and calm over there. And you got some good rest in. Take care of yourself. I know it's almost like one more thing on the to-do list. You have so much to do, but I really hope you do get a chance to do everything you need to support yourself in this very special time. Yeah, thank you all so much. Yeah, I'm here again Wednesdays at 4, Thursdays 8 a.m., Fridays 4 and 8 p.m., Sundays 8 p.m., and then periodically, just depending on when it seems like we could really use it. And info about my classes, social media, Discord, all that good stuff is in the description. But I'm so grateful to see all of you here. I look forward to being back tomorrow at 8 a.m. to see all of you again. So if anyone has any other questions, go ahead and let me know. I'll be in the chat for just a few more moments, but I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I do hope to see you all again very soon. I wish you all the best and brightest of all the healing. Thank you so much for co-creating this space with me. It is an honor to hold it with all of you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your evening, afternoon, or day, wherever you happen to be in the world. And do take care for now. Oh, thank you, Martha. Blessings to you too. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day, and bye for now.